You know you're starting to get old when your first coffee of the day starts giving you the tummy grumblies. At least it's consistent. What is up, boys? What is it? Bros, bears, muscle mommies, and everything in between. As always, this is Patrick, top 50 power lifter of all time. We've got a bit of an accessory day coming on. It's like the foreplay for the rest of the week. Let's see if YouTube lets that get back to the filters. We've got the bowl, because eating's important. We've got 3 eggs and 180 grams of 93.7 beef and some coffee. Coffee's not on the plan, but if the coffee doesn't get consumed, other people get consumed. Post breakfast buddy walk. Hey bud, I want to see your face. See me, buddy, sit. Let me see your face. There we go. Buddy walk, check in. Pre-training meal, boys. We've got the bowl. It's got 216 grams of not 93.7 beef, Captain Crunch Crunch Berries, and 16 ounces of fat-free Fairlife milk. Trying to spike the insulin before training so that we can utilize the insulin response to make our training better, so that we can recover better and just be better. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Hi, Mom.
You happy? I have no idea where his spot is.
Boys, accessory recovery bodybuilding style day in the books. So we started off with the reverse grip lat pull down with slow eccentric. We had in our notes that we should increase the weight a little bit, and we've been increasing the weight for a couple weeks, trying to find that happy zone where we are giving ourselves enough strain to get a hypoxic response, but not too much that we're close to failure. And I believe popping up to the 140 on this, on whatever the machine, you never know what standard units these machines are using. They're not standard. They're just whatever they feel like identifying as. But we found a good spot, and I hope it's a good spot for a bit. Not too long, not too short, because you always want to be making progress. But then we moved on to the head supported rear delt flies, supersetted with the close grip push-ups. And you know, I always get annoyed when I do these. We've been using the same weight for about 9 weeks. It's a high volume exercise, 3x20x20, and it's annoying me because the setup doesn't feel natural, and I wouldn't have ever thought to have done this accessory, but I guess it isolates the delts a little better, and we do get a bit of a hypoxic response, but not really enough to get a good pump out of it. And then doing the close grip push-ups right afterwards. I mean, 40 reps in a single set is a little much in my opinion, but it was programmed, so we're gonna do what's programmed and hope for the best, because you never coach yourself because you don't want to be biased towards yourself and the ease in which you're going to do things. So we moved on to the it was a set of 20. It's one of those weird movements. Good boy, bud. Yo, sorry, I'm recording these the day after this post commentary with Buddy on our morning walk. My nephews are here for the week, so I don't have a lot of me time right now because I don't get to see them very often. But the next movement is a superset of a movement with itself, which is kind of odd. You don't really see that ever in any program except for this one. But it's a set of 20 incline dumbbell bench with a set of 6 slow eccentric dumbbell bench. Trying to work on the stabilizers, kind of burn a lot of the things out, and then really lean in and bite bite the pillow and go in raw with the slow eccentric stuff, making sure that we're getting the most out of the movement. And we've been doing this movement as well with the same weight for a hot minute, but it's one of those where we're just getting better and more, not efficient, but honest with ourselves with the movement. And we weren't that honest with ourselves this time. It's supposed to be 90 seconds rest, and I forgot that it was 90 seconds, and I thought it was 2 minutes rest. So sets 1 and 2, the rest time between those two sets was not what it was. So set 4, it was 4 sets of this superset. Set 4 was a little easier than it has been in the past, but that's because our rest periods were a little funky. And then we've got the next movement of the day, which is 0 acceleration chest supported seesaw row, which we're supposed to use straps with. And we recently moved up to the 55s with this. And it's one of those where, yeah, I can row 300 pounds, but it's being honest and trying to get a maximum range of motion, getting a tight squeeze at the top and a good stretch at the bottom, but also controlling the weight the entire time and not just being explosive, kind of working on those slower twitch muscle fibers rather than exclusively the 2B white muscle fibers going on there. And I'm noticing that I do have a favorability towards my dominant side a little bit better. I have a better neural connection with my right lat, for lack of, well, there's no lack of a better term. It's just I have a better connection with it. And so the squeeze I'm getting at the top with my right lat is a little better than the squeeze I'm getting with my left lat, whether or not it's a development issue or it's just the fact that I'm a righty and not a lefty. So I have a better neural connection with my right side because I use it more often. I don't know what it is, but something we've got to, I don't know if we've got to address it or just be cognizant of it and focus more on the left side because the right side is a little more natural. Getting that nice squeeze and stretch. And I kind of like the stretch. I kind of like this accessory a little bit better, but I don't quite like the bottom because of the stretch. Sometimes I tap the chest, well, the incline bench that I'm set up on, and I don't like when I get that jerking motion going, but and I also don't like my face being buried in the bench while I'm doing an accessory like that. But moving on to the next movements, which this program is kind of weird because there's a lot of things that you don't see in any other program, but I guess you got to do what no one's ever done, to do what no one's ever thought of, or however that saying that I've been developing in my mind goes. Good boy. Yep. But so we've got the last two movements are the same movement, but instead of doing a drop set, we're doing an upset, I guess. A pickup. I don't know what the term is because I've never seen it in any other program. But what we've got going on is we've got 3x20 dumbbell curls with light weights, 30 seconds rest. You get a really nice, really thick pump going on. And then we increase the weight and do a 3x8, 2 minutes rest. So we get that big pump, and then we basically, it's almost like following up hypertrophy with hyperplasia. So it feels weird because you get I start off with the 20-pound dumbbells, doing sets of 20, 30 seconds rest. And then we pop up to the 55-pound dumbbells or no, 50-pound dumbbells, and we do sets of 8. And I did pop the shirt off because my shirt was entirely soaked, like a screen door on a submarine, or your mom every time she sees me. But you can kind of see I'm having to brace my core a little bit. I mean, I know you guys are going to be like, what core? You're just fat. No. But bracing the core during accessory movements is actually really good at getting a better isolation in accessory movements, because it allows you to not let the weight bully you around, and allows you to get better control. And controlling the weight is how you get stronger, and that's the name of the game. So the sets of 8, it's weird because you go from a lighter to a heavier, and it's not a warm-up. It's like the lighter weights are heavier or harder than the heavier weights, based on how much fatigue you build up during the movement with little rest. And but it felt good. And then we went into, or we finished up training. We went home. Leave it, buddy, leave it. Buddy thinks yelling at other dogs is how you make friends. He's wrong. I've tried it before. He's still learning. He's still a little stupid. So we went home, and we had our food for the day. We had 245 grams of chicken breast, 400 grams of rice, scoop of sauerkraut, Himalayan pink salt to tie everything together, with some mustard on top, because condiments are actually lube for your throat. And then a couple hours later, we had 220 grams of 93.7 beef, 400 grams of rice, and Himalayan pink salt, of course, 70 grams of guacamole, and nope, that's it. And that was our dinner time meal. And then about an hour later, we had 2 bagels to get our carb intake for the day, while we were watching the Boston Celtics become the world champions of the NBA. But that's how my day went. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, this isn't going to be my normal kind of structure, unless you guys all go like, oh, we prefer this. It's no more skin off my back. This format's a little easier to do, and I'm having to allude to it because my nephews are visiting. I don't get to see them too often. So if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, and share it with your mom. I bet she misses me. She wants to hear my voice, hear me whisper sweet nothings into her ear. But have a nice day, get some gains. Patty out.